I like in the booklet you sort of empower people by saying this is an owner's manual, this is an owner's kit, because everybody here is an owner and should be treating it like an owner, which is an important core value. Well, let's talk about your customer. How has your customer changed? What is the typical profile of a gamer, and how has that changed, and what would you describe a gamer today as?
One of the great things about gaming right now is I think we're living through this like in the present and very near past. There is no typical profile of a gamer anymore. It's like asking what's the typical profile of a moviegoer. That's really shifted. Games have become much more mainstream. They're still not seen as mainstream a lot of times, but they have become mainstream. How many people have a smartphone in their pocket right now? 100%, right? That kind of penetration rate is the same almost everywhere, and so smartphones have really gotten a lot wider percentage of the population comfortable with gaming. And it's a different kind of game sometimes. It's a little less immersive and a little more simple. It's a different input device than the console or the PC. But everybody games. Everybody games. And I think that, not the one you showed, but the one that ran for Black Ops. Do you guys remember the first commercial that we did for Call of Duty with Black Ops with Kobe Bryant and Jimmy Kimmel? And it showed all walks of life kind of in the multiplayer environment having this firefight, but it was like, there was like a nurse, and there was like a concierge, and there was like, an old guy, and a fat guy, and a young guy, and Kobe Bryant shows up, and it just launched that idea of there's a soldier in all of us. That was not an uncontroversial idea either, because of the question you're asking, because within the company there was a lot of debate, battle for the best idea, about do gamers want to see this? Do they want to see themselves that way? Because they weren't all 23-year-old hipsters in the ad. It was everyone, and it was all walks of life. And is that cool to admit that? Even if it's real, is that cool? And ultimately, we concluded, I think rightly, that it was because it was true. And Call of Duty as a franchise is a game that's brought a lot of people who don't typically game into gaming. And that's one of the things that I think it's been really good for within the industry, is it's brought a lot more people into that kind of hardcore game. And so I don't think there is a typical profile for gamers anymore. I think it's become a very mainstream form of entertainment.
Because people aren't just playing it on consoles or on the web, they're playing it on their phones, they're playing it through Facebook.
Yep.
There's just everywhere you can go.
And also on consoles and on PCs, if you follow people's entertainment time, which is as important as their entertainment dollars when you're looking at what's relevant, people spend a lot of time playing games, right?
After they finish their work at school, of course. But, and the corollary to that is, in the widening of the audience and the customer, gaming has been elevated from sort of the sideshow to the show. Can you sort of give us some statistics and stories that underscore that transformation of your industry?
Probably the best one, the most vivid example was Facebook released a list of the 10 most talked about topics of 2011. Top 10 trending topics, I guess, of 2011. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was number 8. So this was like a cool day at the office, as you can imagine. It's like, wow, we made this list, it's amazing. And then we were sitting around in this meeting, and someone goes, hey guys, this is the only video game on this list. Isn't that cool? And then someone else goes, wait a minute, this is the only form of entertainment of any kind on this list. And then someone else said, wait a minute, this is the only thing that you can buy on this list. Everything else on this list was like the death of Osama bin Laden, or Hurricane Irene, or invading Libya, or Charlie Sheen's meltdown. They were all kind of like historical or pop cultural events. They're all the things that they will write about in the history books, and they're writing about 2011, and then tucked right in there at number 8 was Call of Duty. And that was a real moment, not just for that game, but for gaming. That's kind of, I think it wasn't a movie. It wasn't a rock star or a rap star. It wasn't any other form of entertainment. It wasn't a celebrity. It was a game that people talked about most, and not only most within entertainment, but most within all consumer products. So I think that was a very illuminating statistic.